welcome everybody to the 100. This is an extraordinary gathering, and Teresa and I are thrilled to join with Patty and Jonathan Kraft and Steve and Laura Lang in co-hosting, co-chairing, whatever they call it, but it's an honor to be here, to be part of this. It is the first event having to do with a hospital and cancer that I have ever been to that had a red carpet with Matt Damon. I want you to know, when I heard that tonight's event was honoring the best and most amazing 100 around us, I knew instantaneously it was not the United States Senate. Just to emphasize how powerfully that thought came home to me, I was walking through, this is a true story, I was walking through the airport, and this guy came up to me and said, "Hey, anybody ever tell you you look like that John Kerry guy we sent down to Washington?" And I said, "Yes, they tell me that all the time." And he said, "Kind of makes you mad, don't it?" So anyway, so it is genuinely with a lot of humility that Teresa and I come here tonight. I met a young nurse outside. I'm going to give her a shout out, Lisette Packer. And just a few moments ago, she was telling me how much she loves her job and how extraordinary it is to get up in the morning and be able to go and do what she does, working in the chemo outpatient center and caring for people. I mean, she's just alive and vibrant and excited by doing her work. And then she says to me, "Isn't it wonderful to be able to love your work and go to work every day, knowing that it just excites you and it means so much?" And that's really what we're celebrating here today. This is an extraordinary institution, the Mass General Hospital and the Mass General Cancer Center, and Dr. Haber and his crew and all of you. And there's so many extraordinary stories tonight. I met at least 10 or 15 honorees who are here, and you're all going to hear some really remarkable tales of heroism, of courage, of altruism, contribution, caring about other people. Teresa and I are particularly proud to stand here tonight and happy to stand here tonight because we are both cancer survivors. And I can't tell you how complicated it was to start a presidential campaign and about 2 weeks later go to Christmas and get a phone call from my doctor who is here, Jerry Doyle, and Dr. Frank McGovern, who diagnosed me, and learn that I had cancer, just as I was embarking on this effort. And whenever you learn it, everybody in this room knows, you go through this unbelievable process, which eventually leads you, maybe not on day one, but pretty quickly, to a fighting place. I have worn this bracelet since a woman in Iowa put it on my wrist because she lost her sister, and she said, "You have to fight for this and care about it." And it has been my pleasure to do so in the efforts we've made to try to increase funding and do the things we need to do to keep all of you moving forward, making the incredible progress that you are making. So for my part, I just want to say a huge thank you. This is a family affair in many different ways because of our mutual experience, because of the numbers of people in our family who have had cancer. Teresa's mother died of cancer, and my father died of cancer. We understand this journey. And particularly a family affair because I'm privileged to have a daughter who is in critical care at Mass General and a son-in-law who is in brain surgery at Mass General. And all we hear about is how wonderful Mass General is and how superb and how much we need to commit. So I will introduce the first story that you're going to hear about among the many extraordinary stories tonight. But before I do, you all need to hear from my extraordinary wife, who has been on her own journey. And I want to thank all the people in the center that I got to know as I went over there and visited when she was doing radiation and getting the extraordinary counsel that she got. Ladies and gentlemen, my wife, Teresa Heinz Kerry.
Good evening. It's a good day to be up here, to celebrate all the wonderful work that you do and that people around the country do, all the honorees, and to celebrate what we think is hope. You never think it's going to hit you, but it comes in every now and then. And he did to me, and I am so grateful for the two doctors who spearheaded and took care of me here. Dr. I think it's appropriate to mention a name, Dr. Barbara Smith, who is not only the best, I think, and I've thought that even before I ever got sick, for 15 or 16 years ago, and Dr. Taghian. Dr. Taghian, when I interviewed him, very interestingly, he had such a happy face, and I was kind of shocked about everything. And I said, "Where are you from, doctor?" He said, "Well, I'm actually born in Alexandria." I said, "So was my grandmother." "But I'm not Egyptian." I said, "No, was my grandmother." "I'm Armenian." I said, "And I didn't study in Egypt." I said, "So where did you study?" And he said, "I studied at Hôpital Curie and Hôpital Villejuif, both in Paris." And that's where my dad, who was first a radiologist and then an oncologist, studied also. So I knew I had my guy, my victim. He was going to take care of me. And truth God, he was like an angel in that room in a time of fear. And he said, "You're going to be fine. I'll take care of you." So he did. And all I can say is, and I honor my father as I honor you, and I have a lot of respect for what he did in Africa where we lived. He loved his profession and he loved his calling. And he gave of himself, body and soul, to the art and the medicine and the caring, and the art and the medicine, the science of caring for people. And I won't go into it, but he did. And if anybody taught me about the environment, about health, about wellness, about disease, and how to look at things and how to prevent things, my father did. And everything that I do today in terms of the environment, in terms of cancer work, in terms of research, it's looking at estrogenicity, it's looking at prevention, it's kinder, etc. Somebody has to do it, right? And so I have not been very involved with the post-cancer things as much as some people have, thank goodness. But I am deeply interested and deeply concerned about it. And I so honor him and I so honor you. I think you're doing God's work. And for what it's worth, my dad died at 84, a very nice death, very sweet, a little stroke, just went to sleep, in the hospital where he'd been an intern in Europe. And I was there when he died, and I thought, you know, no cancers, no pain, no anything, just a happy soul going off into the next world. And I think that's maybe what looks forward for all of you, is that when you do go, it's a happy one. And I hope so, because you have the opportunity to do what I, as a non-doctor, although my friends call me Dr. T, because I would like to be a doctor, and I care about it all. Anyway, I would be in your place if I could. So do well, stay healthy, and thank you for this great honor. And I congratulate also our co-chairs and all of the 100 honorees who are here tonight. Thank you.
I've just got to... Ladies and gentlemen, the first story of the evening is the Ellison 14 wedding team. comprised of caregivers turned wedding planners. This team went way above and beyond any sense of requirement in their special gift to a particularly ill patient and his family, and their compassion is simply heroic. Here's their story. What an absolutely amazing, what a beautiful story. And 3 of Chris's nurses are with us tonight: Liz Love, Amy Chung, and Ellen Fitzgerald. And would you stand and be recognized by everybody here? Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this. The program will continue very shortly. Enjoy your first course, and then it will continue. Thank you very much.